Game week 24. Double games for Fulham, Everton, Man City and Burnley. Hi guys, it's Henry Sable and welcome back to my FPL. Today I'm going to be reviewing how we did in game week 23 and revealing my team for game week 24. For game week 23, we transferred out Robertson for Ben Mee and Salah for Rafinha. We'll let you know how that went shortly. Overall, we scored 68 points and the average was 58. That puts us at a total of 1,407 points overall, and we have gone down 2,000 places from 254,551st to 256,223rd. That's still the top 3.2% of the 8 million playing the game. Our team value is now up to 107.9 million. Our points this week were scored by Fabianski with 6 in goal, a clean sheet against Fulham. Cancelo scored 2 in a 4-1 win over Liverpool. Justin scored 9 with a clean sheet and some bonus points in a 0-0 draw against Wolves. Ben Mee scored 1 in a 1-1 draw with Brighton because he got a yellow card. If you remember, we swapped out Robertson for Ben Mee, and even though Ben Mee only got 1 point, he still beat Robertson, who got 0 in their 4-1 loss to Manchester City. And also, Ben Mee has a double game coming up, so that is very good. Hopefully he's going to score us a lot more points than Robertson would have done. Rafinha scored 6 with an assist and a clean sheet in a 2-0 win over Crystal Palace. Son scored 10 with a goal and 2 bonus points in a 2-0 win against West Brom. That game was a surprise return for Harry Kane because everyone thought he was out injured and he managed to help Son get that goal. Fernandes scored 7 with a goal in a 3-3 draw with Everton. Souček scored 0 because he got a red card in a 0-0 game against Fulham. Can't believe he got a red, man. He was on 3 points at the time and there was a free kick in the last minute which could have ended up scoring from, but he actually got a red card instead. The red card has since been rescinded, but we don't get our 3 points back. Gundogan scored 13 with 2 goals and 3 bonus points in a 4-1 win over Liverpool. And that was after he missed a penalty, which he lost 2 points for. Antonio scored 2 in a 0-0 draw with Fulham. He came off fatigued in that game, and West Ham only have 1 good fixture left, so we might be transferring him out. And Bamford, our captain, scored 12 for us with a goal in a 2-0 win over Crystal Palace. Once again this week, our bench scored really well, which is a product of having loads of good players for the upcoming games. Johnston scored 2, Calvert-Lewin scored 12, Stone scored 2 and Target scored 7. In our head-to-head match, we lost it 80-68, so we dropped down to 7th in that league. This week we are playing a team called Notre Dame, who are 15th in that league and 3.7 millionth in the world. They scored 64 points last week and they don't have any double game week players. They also have some injuries, so we think we're looking good for this week. In the Henry Sable versus Ben Foster matchup, he played his bench boost, which scored him 27 points. This week, Ben beat us 94-68, and that bench boost made it so he was then 26 points ahead of us. If he didn't play that, we would have won by 1 point. Ben Foster's team is now 507,000th in the world, but he's definitely catching us up. In our mini league, use the code below if you want to join. We caught up Andy in first place by 1 point, but we dropped 1 place to 11th. The top 3 in the mini league now are: in first, on the back Werner, who scored 67 points this week and now has 1,564 total. Second is Confused Cockerels, who scored 83 points this week and is now on 1,460. Andy is now 104 points ahead of second place. That is absolutely insane. In third is the Cow Crapper, who scored 73 points this week and is now on a total of 1,448. Third seems to be changing each week. Second and first are normally staying there, but it's really close for third and it seems to be changing each week. We're now in 11th with 1,407, only 41 points behind the top 3. Andy from #United is now in 19th position and had a good score this week of 71 points. The highest score in the mini league this week was by Big Dyke Energy, who played their bench boost and scored an extra 24 points, putting them on 97 total, and they now have 1,279 total. So well done to everyone that I just mentioned from my mini league, but the rest of you keep trying because there is some double games coming up, so you definitely could score really highly and catch everyone up. Now on to game week 24, where there are double games for Everton, Man City, Fulham and Burnley. We already have 3 Man City players, 1 Everton and 1 Burnley, but we're thinking of bringing in Pope as another one. This season we haven't scored too well with all of our different goalkeepers. We really wish we'd brought in Martinez. Actually no, we wish we'd kept him because we actually had him at the start, so we've been missing out on points. But because Pope now has a double game, we are going to hopefully bring him in and then hopefully we'll score us some points. Pope also has good fixtures going up to game week 29 or 30, which is where we're thinking about doing our wild card. So we think we may replace him with Martinez at that point. Bringing Pope in would give us 6 double game week players. We were also thinking about bringing in Rodriguez or Sigurdsson from Everton, but we're not sure we're going to want them long term. When you're only going to keep players for the double game weeks, you have to think about that it's going to use a 4-point hit to get them in and maybe a 4-point hit to get them back out. So that's 8 points taken off that one extra game that they have. Is that really worth it? Maybe not. And then in game week 25, Leeds and Southampton have a double game. So we're thinking about getting Dallas in as well as Bamford and Rafinha, who we already have. We want to keep Dallas long term, so we think that's going to be a good move. So, our team for game week 24 will look like this. Probably Pope in goal against Crystal Palace and Fulham. In defence, Cancelo and Stones against Tottenham and Everton, and Ben Mee against Crystal Palace and Fulham. In midfield, Son against Man City, Souček against Sheffield United, Fernandes against West Brom, Gundogan against Tottenham and Everton, and Rafinha against Arsenal. Bamford as well against Arsenal, and Calvert-Lewin against Fulham and Man City. On the bench will be Johnston, Antonio, Justin and Target. We keep getting burnt by putting Target and Justin on the bench, but we have so many players with good fixtures it's hard to choose. Our 3 in defence and 1 in goal all have double games this week, which is hopefully going to be really good and score us loads of points. So we have to play them over Target and Justin. You've also got to remember that on your bench, you need players that are playing, so then if someone that's in the team doesn't play, then they will come in and still score you points. It's just frustrating to see them on the bench at the end of the week with lots of points. Make sure you get your transfers done before the deadline, 11 o'clock on Saturday. Make sure you get some double game week players in, but don't go mad and then try and get rid of them all afterwards. Good luck guys, see you next week. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a video. Bye!